Hello and welcome to another deck profile. This one is very clearly orcust, a new deck, new favorite deck of mine, and yeah, let's just jump straight into it, guys. Starting the deck off with the best monster in the deck, Triple Nightmare. This card is nuts. Nightmare literally reads: resolve this card, go full combo. So Nightmare set allows you to target a monster on the field and then send a Dark Machine or Orcust card from your deck to the graveyard. And then the targeted monster gains attack equal to the level times 100. And then we're playing the one World Legacy World 1 to go with it, because this revives our Orcust. Essentially, it's really good. Next, for the rest of the Orcust package, we're playing Triple Symbol Skeleton and 1 Breast Bombard. I personally like the engine with those ratios, because this a 3 is better because Harp is not around. So it gives you that extra extender. Next, we are playing, obviously, the scrap package. Triple Recycler, Triple Raptor, and then the one Golem. So I am missing Gear Suits for this deck, but I'm not paying the prices for them at the moment. I am kind of waiting for them to dip or to get a reprint. But yeah, this is a very, very good deck. Because Raptor's a card. Normal Summon Raptor, pop itself, search Recycler, Normal Summon is nuts. Or just Normal Summon Recycler in general is nuts. And then we are playing one extender. And we're playing Triple Junk Forward as our one extender, as it doesn't start a chain. It is level 3, which doesn't really matter. It is a free summon and can get us 2 more combos. Next, we're playing the Dark Warriors, which is just Armageddon Iron Grapher. Card's nuts, as is this. Both of these just help facilitate all your combos. And then last, we're playing the PK engine, which is 2 PKs. So we're playing Cloak and Boots, pretty standard. And then Crystal Rosenix. This is just a token generator that allows you to, essentially, you can dump it off of the recycler and then you can banish it and get a token. Next is an odd choice for most people. I personally like this number because, once again, it's a budget list, so like space isn't as tight. Playing Triple Babble. All of your combos in this deck specifically revolve around this card. So you want to be seeing it as consistently as possible. So if you open it, you don't have to worry about using your Galatea to set it. And if you don't open it, then you can just use Galatea. But yeah, this is a optimum ratio. And then a draw spell. Yep, return. This card is nuts. It literally reads +2. No neg about it, it's just nuts. Next, we're playing Triple Law. This is probably one of the cards I will cut, because this card isn't the best. It's another draw card, but like that's pretty much it. There's not much to it. It's really, really not the best. It's not the worst. Like, I mean, I'm playing it at the moment, so it can't be too bad. Next, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck, just because it can allow us to go off in some more combos and play on our opponent's turn a little bit more. Triple Enemy Controller. Now, this card's good because it pops a monster and then takes a monster to the end phase of your opponent. So it can actually put stuff in the graveyard that we might need for combos and stuff. So let's say there's a ding on the board that we had to use to protect something. We'd then econ it to steal something, and then you have the ding to then send another issue later. So yeah, econ's very good. Next, the power ones, we're playing Instant Fusion, Monster Reborn, Foolish, and Rota. This is to grab the Dark Warriors. This is to just dump anything. This is to revive something, and this is for Winder. Hell of a card. Next, we're playing 2 Orcust Crescendo. These are Crescendos, they're proxies. I hate proxying for deck profiles especially, but mine haven't come. So I wanted to get this out to you as quickly as possible, so I'm just proxying these for now. And then 2 Pogblade. The card's nuts. It basically just says no to Flunderies. It says no to all of these decks that are like, oh yeah, 1 card's the Fogblade, no. So that's it for the main deck of a nice 43 card main deck. Next, for the extra deck, we are playing 2 Dingirsu, Orcust of the Evening Star. This card is literally the reason why this deck was a tier 0 contender in the previous formats. And Harp Horror, but like, rip Harp. This card is nuts. It sends, so it's an Outer Dragoon. It protects, so it's literally just like, oh yeah, remove 1, protect. And it can attach materials from Banished. It's nuts. It's literally one of the best cards in the deck. And you can literally just stack it on top of an Orcust Link monster. And you can revive off a Symbol Skeleton. This card's nuts. You can only special summon it once per turn, so it has its issues, but like, Next, arguably the most important card for your combos, Scrap Wyvern. Yeah, this literally allows you to loop Scrap Recycler like 4 times. This card's nuts. Next, we're playing Triple Galatea. This card is Waifu. Love her. Absolute legend. She puts in work. I've seen people just play 2. I'm opting to play the 3 because my reasoning is this is the card you're mainly going to be using to stack into Ding. So yes, you can probably loop it multiple times. But no. You've always got to have the 1 to recycle. So this is our, 3 of. She is holding, she has Mechanite Blue Sky Sword as her scythe. That's a cool fun fact for you. Next, IP Masquerena. This card is nuts if you end on it plus Galatea. It gives you the ability to bomb a dragon. It's just nuts. It's like Galatea plus IP is nuts. Barricade Borg Blocker. This card is actually really good. Because you can then discard a card. So if you have the facilities to make this and you can't go scrap combo, you then just pitch the Nightmare in your hand if you can't do anything with it, and it's just like, yeah, there. This card basically reads, yep, no. It's not a brick. Next, we're playing for the Link 3's Longirsu. This is probably one of our, it is one of our best cards for removal. Because once again, Outs Dragoon. So if they say, let's say they summon, so let's say this is the EMZ here, and they summon Dragoon here, you link into this here, and spin 2, and then send it, it's another Dragoon out. Awesome. It's card outs, Dragoon, Winder, it's nuts. The ability to play on the opponent's turn basically turns off Winder because you can just special summon this in their turn and then send something. So that's awesome. We then play the other Link 3, which is Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. This card's nuts. I prefer the Ultra. I know it comes in gold, but the Ultra looks clean as fuck. But yeah, this card essentially facilitates all your kind of turn 1 combos because you can have a pop 2 essentially set up. Because you can go Fogblade into 2. Fogblade, which if you send the boots, if you don't need the extra extender. And then if you have this in graveyard with a symbol, you can then special summon to the zone and then pop 2, essentially. It is a very good card. Next, arguably the most important card for playing on your opponent's turn in IP, Bomber Dragon. I prefer Bomber over Zeroboros. I have playtested Zeroboros multiple times. Zeroboros has that kick that can give you like the OTKing potential. but Bomber Dragons is better because it doesn't put resources we may potentially need for follow-up plays in the Banished. So yeah, Bomber, in my opinion, is so much better. Next, we're playing Apollosa Nuts card. It basically, this is if we're going second. We know we don't need the Bomber Dragon, or we've kind of got ourselves up against a matchup that plays through Bomber Dragon. You just make the Apollosa instead, and then it's like GG, no. And then the next cards are Unicorn, Phoenix. These two are awesome. Back removal and spinning card is just nuts. And then El Shadow Winder as our instant fusion target. This card's nuts because you can just protect it with Ding for one turn, and then it'll get destroyed. And then you don't have to worry about Winder on your own turn. And then I will quickly get my side deck out because I do have a side deck built for this. The other thing I've been playtesting is playing 2 boots as opposed to boots and cloak. But yeah, we'll go through that in a minute. So triple draw, this card is just nuts. It's insane. It's a win against Striker because they can't engage like 5 times. It's a win against Eldritch because they can't keep adding cards. It's a win against Drytron because, yeah, Ben 10, no. Yeah, this is nuts. Triple Ash. This card reads, yep, no. To, once again, the same matchups. But yeah, those are the only hand traps I'm siding. I am then siding triple 20s. This card's objectively better in this deck than Cosmic. Cosmic does banish, but 20s is objectively better in this deck because it allows you to discard, which is nuts. This is good for Sky Striker matchup, Eldritch matchup, like all the matchups that are like horrible for this deck. Imperial Order, this card is nuts against Strikers. No questions asked. Now you're not playing the game. The only thing this interferes with is Babel, potentially. And then we're playing 2 A Pointer of the Red Lotus. This card's really good because you usually end with a card in your hand anyway, and then you can just A Pointer and banish something till the next end phase, so like you don't have to deal with an issue, which is awesome. Next, we're playing 2 of a card that we will side out Econ for, depending on the matchup, because Strikers, Econ's not the best because they can quick effect Ray in your turn. So then you just go, no, Crackhead, and you just take it. So, and then the last card in the side deck is a red Reboot, because Reboot is literally, once again, the nuts against the Eldritch matchup, because Eldritch is splashable in anything, because Eldritch is love, Eldritch is life. So yeah, that's it for the deck, guys. If you want a combo tutorial, yeah, I'll do one real quick. So in either one of these combos, you basically either need this, or Armageddon Knight, which I'll actually just pull out now, and I'll show you the pair of each to their own. Grepher is a little bit more situational because you have to have the dark in hand, but yeah, okay. So with Recycler, it's literally just normal summon Recycler, and then we send the Crystron Rosenix. Now, this is important because Rosenix is the card you need to be sending here. So then you'll banish Rosenix to get a token. That's what this is. Then you link that token and the Recycler off into my extra deck is backwards. A Scrap Wyvern. You then activate the effective Scrap Wyvern, special summoning back the Recycler, blowing up the Recycler, triggering the second effect. To special summon a Scrap from the deck, you special summon Golem and then blow up the Wyvern. Golem then's going to revive Recycler, getting the effect. And then you'll dump Nightmare from here. And then you just go off on your Orcust plays, and yeah. So I'll just show those. So then you Nightmare effect to send a World Wand. Activate World Wand to revive Nightmare, and then you link for Chew into Galatea, and then Galatea spin for the Babble, and then you can go off from there. But the other way is with, just real quick. The other way is with Scrap Raptor. You normal summon the Raptor effect pop itself, getting access to the Recycler, and then it's basically the same place from there. But with Armageddon Knight, it's much more shorter because you don't have to dump as much stuff. That's why the scrap engine's so good, because it's like another set of starters. There's 6 starters there, 7, plus the returns and nightmares. There's so many starters in this deck. But yeah, you're instantly just going to go for the nightmare and then go off on the same play with World Wand and go with Galatea and so on and so forth. So yeah, and then you're going to come back here into the Galatea, and then Taya spin the World Wand to set Babble, and you kind of want to make Ding, but you also don't have to. Like, there's the reason the scrap combo is so awesome, because depending on what you open depends on what board you get to, which is the issue with this deck, because if it bricks hard, which is why Econ is a nuts card. You set the Econ and you've just got a free way to steal something. So yeah, Econ's a good card in this deck. It's arguably better than Crescendo in some cases, because it doesn't require an effect to be activated. You can just, oh, Econ, mine. Yeah, so, and objectively, you have more than just the, essentially 8 starters. Because you have all of these are all starters. Like, your combo isn't going to break because someone asked you. It's going to break if you get DD Crow, though. Like, DD Crow is the issue. So, yeah, you get DD Crow, you're fucked. So there's 9 starters instantly. Then you have the addition of Return. That's another, essentially, starter, because the amount of times you see Nightmare is just nuts. You can just discard the Nightmare and get a +2. And go combo. I think I am going to settle on cutting Allures for now, just because it is a little bit bricky when you don't have a dark in hand and you're kind of relying on drawing it, and then you draw a dark that you need for combo. It's an issue. This card is not as good as people say. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.